Hi there, I'm Patrick from Rogues Digital. If you can see, I'm in beautiful Oregon. I'm going to do a review here, and hopefully this goes well. It's my first time doing a video review. I'm going to be reviewing the Formatt Hitech filter holders, the 100 millimeter system. Basically, my gist of this is try to get to the brand new one that they've got out is the Firecrest, it's the MK2. So I'm going to start off with the most simplistic design, and it's the Formatt Hitech, and it's the 100 filter system. That's what we have here. It's a nice design. It's an aluminum body. It has spaces for 3 filters. I like this design, but it's very limited. You got 3 slots for 3 filters, and you can stack them to get the desired effect. I like this one because it has a knob right there. When you set this filter ring, and it's an adapter ring, to the lens, and it just screws on just like that. And then you put your filter holder on, and you tighten this little knob, and you can move it around by untightening the little lever here, and or tightening to firm it up. It's nice, it's very simple, it's very cheap, and it works very well. The only problem is that they discovered that with this design, it lets light into it. There's no gasket here, there's no way to cover what you got. And I've gotten some mixed results with the light leakage. So this was my first one. I purchased this one back in 2014, so it gave me a chance to get used to it, find out what it was good and what was bad. Actually, when I got to use it, I started to realize what was going on with the light leakage. So I started using a bandana to loop around the filters to try to stop as much as I could. Well, Formatt Hitech, they had a good idea. So they decided, well, we're going to do a little bit better here. So that's their next step. So they went up to the Formatt Hitech Firecrest filter holder, and it's the 100 millimeter system also. So this is the Formatt Hitech 100 millimeter holder system. This is their first one. So they didn't call it an MK1, but with the different design, as you can see, it now has a casing around it. So this casing helps stop the light leak. It has these little slip-in things that actually help you to use a 100 by 150 millimeter filter. I hope that helps. I'll understand. What happens here is these come apart, these come off, and what happens is you've got this lever here, this side here, you've got 2 sides. One of them here is for rotating. So what happens is that you can put a circular polarizer in here, and you can rotate this ring on the inside. And what that does is allow you to adjust your circular polarizer. The other side here is there's a little clip in here that clips the adapter ring. And see, now I've had a little problem with this over time. This little adapter ring is plastic, and it's only held by this little teeny screw in here. And I've had problems with that where it's dropped off. And you don't want that, especially when you have filters in there. What I did here to try to help protect against that is I put the screw in, I put a little bit of Loctite on that screw, and then put it back in. You got to be careful about how tight this is, because you can make it so you can't move this little lever to hold it. Screw the adapter, an 82 millimeter adapter, and you screw that onto your lens. You put the filter holder back on, clip it back in with this movable adapter here. You have the choice of 1 slot for the 100 by 50 millimeter where it has an open slot, and then you have these 2 pieces that go in there to replace them, and they're closed slots. So if you're using 100 by 100, it completely closes it up. So you see the difference between the 2 right now. Okay. One of my complaints on this one, and so beyond the fact that they made it so the adapter comes apart and can come off your camera, really didn't make me happy. They heard what people were saying. I think they took some feedback and made it better in the next one. So I'll get into that a little bit. But the thing that I don't like about this one is, so when you put the kit together, this slot here is on the outside. And where I have a problem with that is that on the holder itself, you can see it has this filter ring. So it has a filter ring around here. You know, it's one of their features. This prevents light leakage. If you're using a 100 by 100, it's great because it's covered. But if you want to use just the 100 by 150, it has to go in the outer slot. It means that filter is not mated up against the filter, the little gasket they put in there, and so therein allows some light leakage. And I've had a little bit of problem with that. I've had some reflection off the front of the lens, and as you can see on this lens, on my 16, here, I'll take this apart again. So I don't know if you could see it. So it had white lettering on the front, and I've painted it flat black. So I did a little touch-up paint, and everything was better. So I had less problems with that. So now, as you can see, this is locked on pretty tight with the screw that's been Loctited. This is one of Hitech Formatt's new Firecrest series of graduated filters. This one is one of their Ultra series, so it's the top of the line. It seems to work just fine. There's no reflective image. When some of their earlier ones, they were sort of reflective. And this one's a little bit nicer. Slide it in and pick. And what it gives you the option to do here too, which is really nice, is you can move it up and down so you have your gradation wherever you want it to be. So you can go more gradient or less gradient based upon where it is. You be able to choose, so it's where you want it to be. So as you can see right now, you can see that it's in the outer space. Would have liked to seen them do another one where they could put the 150 in the one right up against the gasket, because that would eliminate, if you're going to use just the 150, it would eliminate that problem. Another problem I have with this is this little pouch that they come with it. You know, it's got this great little pouch, but the problem is there's no Velcro in here. There is no way to keep things in there. You've got a bunch of little pieces. It comes with a circular polarized filter. I'm not going to get into it with this one, but so needless to say, you've got other adapters in there for different size lenses, and it comes with it. You've got these little pieces. So what you've got here is essentially you've got a lot of floating pieces that they could fall out. There's one Velcro on the front, and it's just too much potential to be an issue. What I did was I went ahead, you know, I use a baggie here, so I Ziploc baggie, and then I put it in, and I have another filter holder, and this one holds the holder, you know, and it has spaces for 100 by 100, 100 by 50, and I just use that, and then I put it in here. So no harm, no foul. I mean, it really isn't that big a deal, but it would be nice if they would put out something that, you know, made sense. With the new MK2, there's a different design to it. So what they did here is, if you could see this, it has the new grip on here, the new actuator here that holds the ring in, the adapter ring, is actually it's a screw type. It's gone back to the original, but it's a little bit better designed. It's metal, so it's going to hold it better. You can tighten it down, and it's going to work just fine. There is still have the added benefit of the circular polarizer here. So you can put it in and then adjust it to move around the circular polarizer. Now, okay, so they didn't fix everything. I think they did hear people when they, you know, like when I told them that there was a problem where you load the filters. And so there's these end caps are very similar, but they're smaller designs. Start with some of the positives. So one of the positives that I talked about was the adapter ring and how it mounts on there. More secure, better feel, and it'll last longer. There's no doubt in my mind. The thing that they don't show on their website, and one of the things I was after them to find out what was going on before I bought it, was, so you have two slots here. You have the ability to put two filters. Again, I like that. they have pieces that you can put a third one in. But with the third one, you cannot use these covers that come with it. You've got an adapter here with 2 of them in there, so which is usually what all I need. So I'm okay with that. I do like the fact that they moved up. The adapter is now gone up from 82 to 86. So what I've got in here is an 86 to 82 adapter to fit onto the lens. And what that'll give you is there's some vignetting on the pictures that came out when I was using this 16 and 35 at full 16 millimeter, and you would notice the vignetting. I'm hoping that with this new one, I haven't tried it out yet, I'm gonna hopefully do it today. And so this has got the 86 to 82. I'm hoping that it'll eliminate the vignetting on the picture. A packet that comes along with it, a little pouch. The pouch is a little nicer, but it's very similar in nature. They haven't fixed anything on it. It's a pouch. So like I said, it's no big deal to me, but for some people that will rely on it for just their stuff, it's just kind of a bummer. The packaging now has been upgraded, so the box that this comes in is really good. You have your other goods here. So you have your circular polarizer. What you do is when you take out your adapter, you can put your circular polarizer. It comes in here. Very nice design. I like being able to have it. And this is in addition to the 3 filter holders that you have. So you can essentially use a circular polarizer and then 3 filters if you want to. You screw it in here. Make sure you tighten it down and stop the trim ring from moving. So there you go. So this is the adapter with the circular polarizer in it. Once you get it, you put it on your camera. So like that. And then you put on your adapter. And there you go. The kit together. Now you have your filter. And I'm going to use a 100 by 150 here. I can slide it in. Slides in nice. I mean, it is when you put on your end caps. Now, again, the end caps you have closed for 100 millimeter only, or open for 100 by 150. Again, that gap, the opening for the 150s, allows this to sit on the 150 to sit on the inside. So that's on there, and then the other one goes on there on this side. And essentially, I check the back to make sure it's mated up, to make sure that it's on there all the way. So this is what you're looking at with the 100 by 150 millimeter filter, and it's covered. Here we go. Here's part of the problem, that if you have another filter in there, that it's allowing the light, you have to have the one with the hole in it for the bigger filter. The problem is they made it so you could put that filter on either or the first slot or the second slot up against the gasket or away from the gasket. Well, therein lies the problem. There's a light that shines through that you can clearly see. And I don't like this. So it would have been very simple to, I know that they wanted to give it as much flexibility as possible, but I think this is a little too far. They had 2 separate ones anyways that they come in the closed ones. What I'm probably going to do to cure that is I'm going to probably cut holes in the blank ones, the ones that are closed, for just the 150, the 100 by 150 to fit in the front slot, and only in the front slot, and then make these slits smaller on these to actually only cover the 100 by 150. So, like I said, I haven't gotten it out and tried it yet, so I'm hoping that it'll come back good. And I will try to provide some pictures to see how it turns out. Hopefully, this is helpful for you. I hope it's something that makes sense. And I will try to do this again if I get another new product.